Good afternoon, Chevyland, and welcome to another training episode on the Chevrolet NER YouTube channel. I am your host today, Josh Detzel, and we are going to be discussing how to implement a new feature on the next-gen platform called the countdown clock. So you see here in this particular example, we are using the countdown clock in order to gain emails and put on a list for the Blazer. So you could potentially, you would assume that if you are targeting these customers, some of them you'll get their information. They say, you know, I saw the Blazer, but I may be interested in an Equinox over a Tahoe. You never know. But needless to say, we're going to show you how to use this countdown clock for the release of a new product, a sales event, anything really. If you guys are running an event in the community, whatever you want to do. So how do we do that? Well, before I get into how we implement this, I do want to note, as always, that if you are having trouble seeing this video, drop down into the settings right here, click on quality, and choose the highest quality possible. So on this video, it's 1080p. Also, I did want to note that you may notice that the quality of these are getting a little bit better. I've been practicing, so hopefully we can increase the quality of these videos as time moves forward. So let's get into Dealer Command Center real quick. I want you to click on the editor. And I'm just going to do mine right on my home page. So as always, if you want to add a card to a particular landing page, click on the main card here. I'm going to click on here and click Add. And I'm going to add what we call a countdown clock card. Now it should have moved my card down to the bottom of the page. Here we go. And the first thing I want to do is I want to click into my content. And it's going to open up our content. And I'm just going to name this WebEx or YouTube test, YouTube video test countdown clock. So I want to talk to you real quick about the title. So title does have some SEO value here. And when we talk about SEO, we talk about how web crawlers like Google, Bing, Yahoo, how those web crawlers crawl our website. So it's important to note that those web crawlers look at our websites like it's reading a book. And think of these titles of your content and these records over here on the right-hand side that you can't really see. These are chapters in the book, right? So because this is a Blazer, I'm just going to say, you know, the title of this is going to be called Be One of the First to Test Drive the all-new Chevrolet Blazer. Or actually, more specifically, be one of the first in Pittsburgh to test drive the all-new Chevrolet Blazer. Would be a little bit better. All right, so I'm not going to get in the subtitle and copy. Not really necessary because I don't want a ton on here. And I'm going to drop all the way down to upload images. So I already have an image in there. I'm just going to click on reuse existing and primary image. You can do the same thing by uploading a new image as a primary image as well. So I'm going to call this Blazer. I'm going to use this guy. How about this one? And before I do that, I also want you to know that if you click into your image, if you're uploading an image, you'll have an opportunity for a title of this image and alt text. So what would you put in the alt text? Typically, something that Google would recognize. Google's not going to look at this image and see this, so when it's crawling this content and crawling this chapter, it's going to pick up this image. It doesn't know what this image is, so it is our job to show Google that this is going to be a, what are we going to call my dealership? Excellence Chevrolet has the all-new Chevrolet Blazer. All right, something like that. And then I'm going to save and continue. And then I'm going to publish changes. That was the hardest part. So next, gotta go all the way back down. Show you what it looks like real quick. It's just a picture here. All we've done is upload a picture. So next is where you're going to go into configure, and then configure is where you're going to set your clock. So let's just say I want to run mine until I'm going to get my first Blazer somewhere in December, right? So let's say December 31st. So I'm going to set mine till January 1st. So 1/1/2019 at 12 a.m. So midnight, and then it'll say time is up. So display a message when the time expires. Once this countdown clock goes away, it'll just say time is up to be one of the first to drive the Blazer, but don't be the last. And then I'm going to hit done. And you will see that my countdown clock should show up, but it's showing up below my card. See that? No good. So what I want you to do next is I want you to come into Style, and I want you to drop down here to where it says Justification. We're going to edit the Justifications drop down in the background, but first we're going to do Justification. Drop down and click Background, and look at that. Puts it right on top of the image. And then go back to your countdown clock. Sorry, exited out of Styles on accident. And click on Background, and I want you to do Fix and Float. Now, you don't have to do Fix and Float. You can just do this on a smaller graphic here. I like to Fix and Float. Click on Done. And ta-da. Now it'll fix and float right on the graphic. It'll look pretty sweet. Let me show you what it looks like. Actually, before I do that, I want you to all add. Click on Properties and click on Add a Primary Link. And you want to link this. You can create a call to action here. So my call to action is going to say, let's see, what are we using on this one now? Sign up for updates. All right, so just go back and say sign up for updates. And where do you want this to go? Well, I have built out a custom form. So I have some custom forms in here, and I send them to a specific landing page. So this is like my 20% off landing page. I actually created a landing page, and then I dropped a custom form on there. Here's where I want you to reach out to your advocate and tell them what you're doing here. You guys can create this countdown clock on your own, but you're going to want to work with your advocate to create a call to action button that links to a specific Blazer landing page where you can start collecting forms, and add a custom call to action button on that Blazer page to start gaining a list for your Blazer customers. Okay, so I'm not going to get into building custom forms and custom landing pages today. That'll be a different video. Here's where I want you to get in there, add this countdown clock, then reach out to your advocate and say, hey, I want to link this to my Blazer landing page, start building some SEO for Blazer in my area. If you wait until you have Blazers to build SEO, you've waited too long. So I'm just going to publish this for you real quick, view live site, and I'll show you what it looks like on a live site, and then we will cut the clip. Here we go. Pretty snazzy. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Look forward to seeing you guys in your store soon. Thank you.